Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to be trying a fragrance that I actually already have. So full disclosure, I'm going to be saying nice things about it because I know that I already like it. Then I want to do the same thing that I've done before of kind of giving my impressions right when I apply it. Then about an hour later to kind of see how it's doing during the dry down. And then also a little bit further down the line, maybe like 3 or 4 hours to see how it's holding up. So like I said, this is going to be for Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. Right up top, I really like the bottle design. I've talked about the bottle design before in, I think, one of my shorts. Um, so yeah, I'm going to apply this and then give my impressions of it. I know some of the notes that they advertise, like on the website, and kind of describing this are like pink peppercorn and grapefruit. Those are two of the kind of big ones, and bergamot as well. So we'll see kind of what really comes through when it's applied. All right, so right up top, one of the things that really comes through very strongly is the pink peppercorn. Now, if you were to ask me, "Hey, Mikey, is that pink peppercorn or is that black peppercorn?" I wouldn't be able to tell you a different kind of peppercorn. But that being said, I think that it smells really well. It smells warm, it smells spicy, it smells peppery right up top. So I will check back in, like I said, in approximately an hour to kind of give you an update on how it's smelling as it dries down and what notes kind of then become more prominent. And yeah, so check back in just a little bit. All right, so it has now been about an hour since I filmed my last little segment and I applied the spice bomb. And a lot of the like kind of more peppery notes have kind of faded away at this point and been replaced by a real kind of strong cinnamon flavor, which is quite pleasant. It's nice and warm. It's maybe not the best season for it from like a seasonal perspective, but I personally don't put too much stock in like, oh, this is only a cold weather fragrance or something like that. I think generally speaking, wear what you want when you want. Um, that's my approach to it. For the most part, some things are maybe a little bit more specific, but overall, it kind of reminds me of around the holidays. There have been times where I've been at the grocery store and they have what's called like cinnamon brooms, where it's more or less like bundles of twigs and stuff. They're more decorative and stuff that they smell like cinnamon, and it's meant to kind of have that kind of holiday smell. And you can buy them and like just put them in your house as decor. It is reminiscent of that, but a little bit more like woody and pleasant than just like a straight up kind of more artificial cinnamon-y smelling kind of smell. So I really enjoy it. This has been one of my favorites for a while, and I'll check back in one more time for just seeing how it has progressed over the next few hours, and we'll talk about kind of like where to buy it and how much you can expect to pay for it, which it's a surprisingly affordable fragrance. So it has now been about 5.5 hours since I originally applied the Spice Bomb, and I think that the smell has developed in a really nice, pleasant way. Some of the warmness and the spiciness has kind of dissipated, but in its place now able to more detect some a little bit smoother notes that kind of a little bit of the leather and a little bit of the tobacco smell of the fragrance is now coming through more strongly than it was before. It's kind of overshadowed by some of the spiciness. I think that this is probably about what you can expect for the remainder of it. Of course, everybody's skin is a little bit different, but this is really one of my favorite fragrances, and not just because of the way that it smells, but also because of the cost. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about where you can get it, or at least where I would recommend getting it, and how much you might expect to pay for it. So one of my first and favorite places to get things I've talked about before, Costco and Sam's Club. Costco, unfortunately, they do not sell this one, at least not right now. They do have fragrances come in and out of stock, and they, might get a shipment or a pallet or whatever of a particular fragrance. So I'm not saying they are never going to have it, but right now, Costco does not have this. My next go-to for fragrances in general is Sam's Club. You can usually get a really good price on a good sized bottle of fragrances at Sam's Club, and they do actually have this one, and it is currently $74.98 at Sam's Club for a 3-ounce bottle. That's one that I showed at the beginning of this video. I think that that is a pretty good price. I have seen it go on sale for about $20 off, so then you'd be more looking at about $55 for it for the 3-ounce bottle, which that is a very good price for a fragrance. There also are a couple other options that you can look into if you want to buy this one. You can, of course, buy this one from the actual manufacturer, Viktor and Rolf. You can get the 3-ounce bottle, that same one that we were just looking at that I had earlier in the video, and from Sam's Club. It is $138 from them. There is also a 5-ounce bottle for 185. They do have, I get like a little pop up whenever I go to their website where it's like, do you want 15% off? So there is, I don't know, probably signing up for something where you can get a discount that way. But that still is a considerable amount more than you would pay if you were buying it from Sam's Club. My top pick for where to get this one as of the time of filming this video would probably be Joma Shop, which is one of the online discounters that I have used before and I've had good experiences with. Right now, you can get the 3-ounce bottle for $51, and I think that's probably the best price that you're going to find. There also is that 5-ounce bottle for $95.99. So if you're buying it as a gift for somebody and you know that they enjoy this fragrance, I'd probably buy like the big bottle for $95.99. But if I was buying it for myself, which like I know that I really like it, I would probably personally rather have the two 3-ounce bottles because it'll only be a few dollars more, and you would actually get one, an extra ounce, and two, you would have two different bottles of it. So you could take one with you. You could keep one, wherever you could you could split it easily. You wouldn't need to decant it because you'd have two different bottles of it. So that would probably be my top pick for where you could presently get this, and probably the best price, or at least the best price that I found. If you liked this video and you want to see more stuff like it, please like and subscribe. And you'll leave a comment of, hey, I want you to take a look into this one. I want to see your opinions on this fragrance. Please comment, let me know, and I would love to try to fulfill your requests. Have a good one. Bye.